Hey guys, it's Jenny here. Welcome back to my channel. So you're gonna have to excuse my appearance. It's been a hoodie and sweatpants kind of day. It's dreary. So I'm here to announce the giveaway winners and do my little Q&A. So let's get comfortable, shall we? Let me just take off my boots. We just got home. We went to switch phone providers from T-Mobile because T-Mobile sucks to Xfinity. So a couple things before we get into that. How crazy has 2020 been so far? We just lost Kobe Bryant like 2 hours ago or something like that. Not even. And the coronavirus is spreading to the States. Jeffree and Nathan broke up. Like, wow. Also, I figured I would show you guys my Barnes & Noble haul in this video because I've already stopped both of my vlogs. So first, I picked up Unpregnant by Jenny Hendricks and Ted Kaplan. Basically, all I know about this is about a girl who has a lot of, she's got a great life ahead of her, and then she ends up getting pregnant, and she knows that she cannot keep the baby responsibly, so she goes on this road trip to go to get an abortion. And she doesn't live in a state where it's legal, so she has to travel to a state where it is legal. And that's about to be a movie, so it sounded interesting, so I picked it up. Next, I forgot this book came out and it was so expensive, but I had to get it. Conference of Birds by Ransom Riggs. This is the 5th book in Miss Peregrine's, and I literally cannot believe that this book is already out. I saw the stand just as I was walking out. I was like, hold up. Here it is. I still haven't read Map of Days, but yeah. And I have not read very many graphic novels, so this is going to be kind of a surprise. I never really anticipated picking this up, but here we are. I picked up Monstrous by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda. I've heard a lot of great things about Monstrous, and the artwork is quite stunning. A lot of BookTube loves this graphic novel series, so I figured if I'm going to start anywhere, I figured I would start here. And honestly, it was a lot cheaper than I was expecting. It was only like 10 bucks. $8.99. So I was like, screw it, why not? I don't even know why I went into Barnes & Noble. I was like, oh, hey, T-Mobile's right by Barnes & Noble, and I don't really want to sit in T-Mobile. So Jared and I went to Barnes & Noble while my dad went to pay off our phones. So yeah, now that that stuff's out of the way, let's get into the Q&A. I think I had 1, 2, 3, 4, like 19 people entered. So how this is going to work again is I'm going to do this Q&A, and then once I'm done with it, I will be picking 4 names. Whoever gets first pick, like whoever I pick out of the jar first will get first pick out of the prizes, and then so on and so forth. So up for grabs is the Frostblood trilogy, the first book in the Red Queen series, the first 2 books in the Scythe trilogy, and Queen of Nothing. So those are all the books. There are going to be 4 winners. Wait, 1, 2, yeah, 4 winners. So I'm going to try to get through this as fast as possible because I still have to get some stuff done before we leave, and I'm not sure when this is going to be. So I'm going to try to make this a bit snappy so it's not another gigantic video for you guys to watch. Okay. First question, least favorite and most favorite genres to watch. My least favorite is probably science. Like, I don't like anything to do with space. And superheroes isn't really my favorite either. Like, shows like Arrow and Flash, I've never been able to get into. Nah, they're not my favorite. And even like science fiction, like, I don't mind watching that. Like Stranger Things, I love Stranger Things. So My most favorite is probably fantasy, because if you take into consideration Supernatural, Vampire Diaries, Once Upon a Time, I know there's some I'm forgetting, but I also do like mystery shows, aka You, Pretty Little Liars, etc. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I haven't fully like gotten into it yet, but I'm going to. If you could pick your name, what would it be and why? I've always liked the name Jessa, like Jessa, or like Jessalyn. I don't know why I like that name. I don't even know where I got that name from, but I've always really loved that name. I don't even know why. I just like the way it sounded. I've never met someone with that name. So I think it would be really unique and cool because, I don't know, like, my name is kind of unique because of the way it's spelled, but at the same time, a lot of people have my name. It's just spelled different. If you were an author, who would you want to collab with and why? Okay, well, obviously I would want to collab with Sarah J. Maas. I've always wanted to create a fantasy story. The idea that I had is that I've had recently is more like a contemporary mixed with fantasy, but I would love to like do a full-blown fantasy. And I just think that the way that she makes her worlds and her characters is so interesting. And I know that she takes a lot of mythology and gods into it. And also I just adore her. Also, I would really like Tahada Mafi or Rick Riordan. I don't know. Those three are like my favorites. And I think just working with them in general would be amazing. When do I find the time to read? Great question, because I rarely find the time to read. But when I do read, it's either on my weekends off, like much like this weekend. Anytime, like, okay, when I get weekends off, obviously I try to read. Even if I'm working, like when I get home, sometimes I'll try to read a little bit. And even when I'm working, sometimes you guys know that I will pick up an audiobook, because truly audiobooks are a lifesaver. Because even if you can't like physically like pick up a book and dive into it, you can always listen to it and then pick it up later when you have time. But audiobooks give you a great start into it. So honestly, whenever I can, like, it sounds dumb, but if you're taking a bath, I used to read in the bath a lot when we had a bigger tub at my sister's, and it was really relaxing. I would just light a bunch of candles around the tub and read in the bath. And seriously, so relaxing. It's kind of stressful thinking about getting your book wet, but if you're really careful, like I used to lay out a towel like right next to the tub. We used to have a table right next to it, and I would lay a towel out, and like I would have another one next to me to dry my hands off, and that was a really good opportunity. Or audiobooks, again, are super helpful if you're in a slump or if you just don't have the physical time to read, because I can literally just pop in an earbud and just listen to an audiobook. So basically, whenever I can. As a reader, am I good at guessing twists and what comes next in the story? No. It honestly depends on the writer. But okay, if the story is really well written, I cannot guess it. Like, I just read Serpent and Dove. I saw nothing coming. And honestly, I can't really think about a book that I have read that I have seen a twist coming. I'm really not good at it, no. What book scared me or surprised me, like I didn't see the twist coming? Serpent and Dove. Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, honestly, too. That was a big one. A Court of Wings and Ruin. The ending of that one got me good. I gotta turn my hood this way because I can't see. Empire Storms and Kingdom of Ash. Yeah, there's a bunch of books like that where I'm like completely shook. I'm like, oh my god. What books do I want to get to in 2020? The Beautiful, Capturing the Devil, Map of Days and Conference of Birds, Unpregnant, Monstrous, Ninth House, Five Dark Fates, I'm trying to remember, A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and I know there's more, House of Salt and Sorrow. I really want to read The Silent Patient. I almost bought that today, but it would have been an extra $27. So it would have been a lot, and I couldn't really afford that right now. So, yeah, basically anything. Oh, Sarah J. Maas, her new book. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Oh my god. Kobe Bryant's daughter was on that helicopter too. That is so sad. I couldn't even imagine like waking up and finding out that my husband and my daughter was... Oh my god, I couldn't even. And he's got 3 more daughters. Oh, and then another book I want to get to in 2020. Sorry, that was like dark, and then I completely just switched. The sequel to Serpent and Dove. I'm trying to think of anything else coming out. Carrie Maniscalco's new book. Yes. So basically all the new releases I haven't gotten to yet, or books that I had on my most anticipated from last year that I have not read yet. One book from my childhood I read still. Percy Jackson. I started that book in 6th grade. Like, I started that series in 6th grade. And I haven't read it in a while, honestly. I haven't read it in probably 2 years, so... And then there's another one I know. I didn't start Harry Potter until high school, so that doesn't really count. I'm not really sure. Nancy Drew, I guess, although I haven't read one of those in a really long time. So I'm not actually sure. I most of the books I read when I was a kid were mostly middle grade standalones. So I'd have to just say Percy Jackson, because that's the books that I would still read now that I read back then. My favorite Harry Potter character, Dobby. I have a bunch of them, but Dobby and Hagrid, those two are my top favorites. I love them. And also I don't know, it's hard. McGonagall is another one of my favorites. I just love those 3, and then, you know, Hermione, but a lot of the people characters also have a lot of flaws. But the ones that I have always loved without never getting mad at them, Dobby and Hagrid. Yeah. Kiss, Marry, and Kill. Cardan, Locke, or Matic from Cruel Prince. Kiss, Marry, Kill. Okay, well, it's really creepy to kiss Matic, but I don't, like, wish death upon him. Ugh. So as gross as it seems, I would have to say kiss Matic, marry Cardan, and kill Locke, because we hate Locke. Yeah. Ooh, this next question's deep. Has a book ever saved your life? Damn, that's dark. Oh my god. But yes, I feel like there have been a couple books where I've been like feeling really down about myself, and I read it and I'm just like, oh, okay. I would say My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Warga is so impactful with depression, and that book was so powerful, and it's so heavy on trigger warnings, but it is such an important read. I would highly recommend it as long as you can handle sensitive content. Also, Dumplin', I would say, it's so it boosts confidence so much. I just love that story. And I would say that I found the ACOTAR series in a pretty bad place in my life, but Twilight would have been closer. But the one that had more of an impact on me has been ACOTAR. Like, hello. So I would definitely say ACOTAR is one, because I literally got a tattoo on my body from ACOTAR, and I just feel like it sends, like, aside from having a steamy fantasy romance, I would also say that there's a lot of the characters have mental health issues of their own, and I think it's so cool to see that represented in a fantasy novel, that it's like so easy to identify with them too. And yeah, Percy Jackson too, like, moving to Wisconsin. I found Percy Jackson when I was in middle school in Wisconsin. My teacher gave it to me. I wasn't really making any friends, and I wasn't in the best place. I was isolated from all my friends and family from back home. I was struggling a lot, and my teacher was very encouraging to me. She was always recommending me new books. She often brought me books from her own library at home. And so Percy Jackson, actually, she gave me that series to start, and after I read it, she introduced me to a girl in our class that also liked Percy Jackson. And Percy Jackson is how I actually met my first friend in Wisconsin. And I was still best friends with her up until like a year or two ago. Ashlyn, I don't know if I've ever talked about her on this channel, but yeah, Ashlyn from Wisconsin. But reading Percy Jackson and bonding with somebody over it definitely saved me from being in a really dark spot in a different state that I was unfamiliar with. So yeah, there are books that have saved my life, I guess. Which is crazy, but like, words have the power to do that. Okay, most hated book character and why? Nesta. I hate her. I hate how she treats her family and her friends who are just trying to help her. I get that Nesta has a lot of mental health issues to overcome herself, but she takes it out on everybody around her and makes them feel even worse about their situations, even though they're going through the same thing as she is. But she's still so negative and so vile. No. She's just so unnecessarily mean. Also, Umbridge from Harry Potter, I despise her. And Peter Pettigrew. You know, just the basic villains. I forgot my spot. Oh, what is my favorite series? Guys, you should know that. It's A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. It's my favorite series. I don't know though, Serpent and Dove is like kind of coming for that crown. No, I'm just kidding. That series can never be replaced. It can have some really high competitors, but it's never going to fully be replaced, I don't think. Runner-ups would definitely be Harry Potter. I reread Harry Potter so often. The Shattermeat series. Percy Jackson. You know, just the books I talk about 24/7. My favorite booktuber, Witty Novels. She's the one who inspired me to start this channel back when I was not in a great place. Almost 4 years ago. 3 years ago. 16, 17. I can't remember, but I think my anniversary is going to be 3 years, so... But she's definitely the one who inspired me to start this channel. I found Sasha first, but I stumbled across Whitney's vlogs one day, and she just had such an impact on me and gave me the confidence to start this channel, which has been one of the best things for me because it gives me an outlet to talk to people who are interested in the same things as me and understand literally everything. So it's so great. So Whitney is definitely my favorite. She's so down to earth, she's so real, she's so sweet, and she's so kind, and I just adore her. How did I get started in BookTube? Haha, that's a branch off of last question. I found BookTube in 2016, late 2016. In early 2016, I went through a very big tragedy. I was diagnosed with PTSD, depression, anxiety. It was so bad I couldn't leave the house without throwing up. And I kind of just stayed in my room for months and months and months and never came out and did anything. And I was in a terrible place. Finally, when I don't even know what changed really, but one day I stumbled across BookTube and I had never known about it before. I had never known that there was an entire community of people on YouTube who would come and discuss books. It was crazy to me. So after that, I started watching a lot of videos, and then I stumbled across Whitney's vlogs, and I really started to feel a pull towards wanting to make my own channel. And I was like, oh no, I could never do that. I could never get out in front of the camera and, you know, make videos, because that's so like I could never do that. I don't have it in me to do that. But watching Whitney's vlogs gave me so much confidence, and I'm like, you know what? It can't hurt to give it a shot. So I started out by making an introduction video, which is so cringy now to date, I'm sure. I can't watch. Then I did some tags. I ordered from Book Outlet to get myself some new reading content, because all I had at the time was middle grade books. So I got a couple books from Book Outlet, did a haul of that, and I went to the library, read up on lots of YA books, and yeah, my channel kind of started to grow from there. I don't even really know how it happened, but when I found BookTube, I started reading so much more and really like coming into myself again. And yeah, so that's how I got started on BookTube. If I could develop an ideal character, who would they be? Appearance, name, power, gender, etc. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm assuming that she would probably be a badass female character. I always love a strong heroine in the story, because it's... I don't know. I haven't really thought much about this. But yeah, I don't really have a great answer for that question. So I'm not 100% sure yet. Favorite book genre? Fantasy. Yeah, every single book on my bed right now is a fantasy, so that's what I'm gonna have to go with. Am I for or against book defacement, like painting, etc.? I'm definitely for it. Before, like, I was like, oh my god, it's a crime to have anything but your eyes touch your book. And recently I started annotating my Throne of Glass series, and honestly, if it's your book and you want to make it more special, that is completely in your hands. If you want to annotate and remember your favorite parts and pass it on to a friend so they can know what your favorite parts were and what you thought when you were reading this, I think that's great. And I've also always wanted to paint the covers of the books that I have, but I'm just not talented enough, and I wouldn't want to mess it up. However, I don't really think, like, I see a lot of people ripping covers off, and I saw one person cut his book in half just so they were easier to transport. Like, he literally chopped it in half and took one half with him, and when he was done with that one, he would take the other half with him. Like, oh my god, why? So I do agree with it up to a certain point. I mean, hell, I literally have started spray painting the edges of my books, and I love it. Like, it's your book, you spent your money on this, so I think you should get to decide what happens to it. Least favorite book series. I was honestly a really good question because I don't really, if I'm not liking a book, I won't continue with the series. So I'm not sure, honestly. I have no idea. I literally don't even have an answer for that because if I'm not liking the first book, I won't continue on. And I really can't think of a book series, like, in general that I was like, no, I refuse to read this and it's so bad. Like, I can't think of anything. So, do I annotate my books and how? Yes, I just recently started doing this when I had my Massathon going. Basically, I don't have one of the books here, so I can't show you my methods. But I get a pack of sticky tabs. I get them on Amazon. They're like $6 or something like that. And I designate each color to a certain thing that the book could mean. Like, for example, there's love, anger, friendship, happiness, like foreshadowing, character ties, significant details, theories, etc. So there's a different thing that each tab means, and I write it in the front of the book in case I forget. And then whenever I go along, usually when I'm reading, I will, if I see something, I will either underline it or highlight it, or I will like do the little brackets around it and write it at the bottom or on the sides, and then I will tab it. It's not the best method. I would definitely like to perfect it, but that's what I was doing for now. It was a lot easier when I was listening to the audiobooks because then I could listen and be reading along at the same time, so it wouldn't take as much of my brain power. So yeah. Most inspiring message read in a book. Well, one wise author once said, "There are good days and bad days for me even now. Don't let the hard days win." Also, to those who look up at the stars and wish, and to the stars who answer, or to the stars who listen in the dreams that are answered. That's like my favorite quote. Or, you could do anything if you wish, if you dared. Wait, that's not the right one either. You could rattle the stars if only you dared, or something like that. The rattle the stars quote gets me pretty good too. And finally, if you could read a book forever, what would it be? It would probably be A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Honestly though, I'm not sure about it. Because the last time I read A Court of Wings and Ruin, pretty good. It's longer, but then again, I don't like the beginning as much, but I would probably have to say A Court of Mist and Fury. Yeah. That's the book I've read the most times, I think. Okay, guys, so now it's time for what you've been waiting for. I'm gonna have a pen here to tally off who gets first pick and etc. So here are the rules. If I pick your name, I will read them off again and tell you who got first pick and down to last. If you get last pick and you don't want the book that is left, please contact me and I will have to pick another winner. Also, you guys will have 24 hours, or no, I will say you guys have 48 hours. I want to give you guys enough time. By the end of the week, if I don't hear back from the winners, I will come back and I will pick different winners. So email me at gepringle934@gmail.com. So yes. My email will be in the description, so email me as soon as you see this and say like, hey, I was one of the winners in your giveaway. I get to pick and whatever number you are, and I will make sure that you are that number, and then you can tell me your pick. I will set it aside and I will ship it within a week of hearing from you. So here we go. First winner. Wow, this is even exciting for me. This is crazy. I got it in my ACOTAR cup. I have only one here. 2. Melissa Christensen, you get first pick. So I will make sure and write that down. I'll make sure that you are first pick. Okay, congratulations, Melissa. Next pick, second pick. Ugh, why do we have so many? Next, Yasmin Romero. I hope I say you guys' names right. Congratulations, you are second pick. Yay. Where's your name? I know I wrote it down. There it is. Okay, and for third pick, Ryan 31. You have third pick. And for the final pick, a bunch of them fell out. Mandy, I think that's how you say it. Mandy Garrett. So those are the 4 winners. I will show you all on screen just in case I said your names wrong. So yeah, first winner is Melissa Christensen, I think. Second pick, Yasmin Romero. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Third, Ryan 31. And fourth is Mandy Garrett. So yes, if you guys have won this giveaway, congratulations. Thank you so much for supporting me. I will be doing another giveaway in the future because I'm so sorry to my international friends that I wasn't able to include you. International shipping has just been so insane. But next giveaway, I promise I will be including my international friends. So yes, congratulations again to the winners. Thank you to everyone who entered and submitted a question and has overall supported this channel. I honestly cannot believe we are up to 616 subscribers. I couldn't be more happy about it and thankful for you guys. So yes, you guys know the rules. Contact me, email me, or you can message me on Goodreads. Whatever works for you. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time for a new video.